Today, let's talk about sausage gravy. You're going to need sausage, of course. I like to use Nisa's. It's my favorite kind. You can use a spicy if your family likes spicy. And you're going to need some all-purpose flour or self-rising, either one, and whole milk. You're also going to need some kind of biscuits. In this case, I didn't make my own biscuits. That'll be another video. And you'll need some eggs if you like fluffy eggs with your gravy biscuits, which we do, with a little bit of whipping cream to add to them. So you're going to just bake the biscuits according to the package. I use Mary B's because my mom uses Mary B's, and I do think they're good biscuits, especially for this application when you're putting them under something. I'm going to cook them in the air fryer, a little bit less than what the time states on the package because I'm not using a conventional oven, and they're ready to go. You're going to brown the sausage in your skillet. I tend to brown my sausage really brown. I like it with a little bit of crisp to it. I feel like it holds up to the gravy better. And as it browns, I just continue to break it up so that it is in pretty fine pieces. If you do not have one of these meat things, you can use a potato masher, you can use a spoon, it doesn't really matter. But I do tend to use it for applications like this with ground beef or with sausage. And it's going to get pretty brown. You can see I like to get it brown on most of the sides, and we'll go on to our next step. Now we're going to add flour and milk. So when you're using flour, you're going to want to cook it off a little bit. You're going to add 1/3 of a cup of flour. So this is 1 package of sausage, 1/3 of a cup of flour. And you can see that the grease from the sausage is going to cook into that flour and take out the raw flavor. Then you're going to add salt and pepper to taste and stir it as you go because you don't want to burn the flour at this stage. And then 3 cups of whole milk. And if you like it a little bit thicker than mine, you can hold off on the milk, or if you like it thinner, you can add a little bit more milk. But this is kind of the consistency that we like with our gravies. You're going to want to bring this to a boil, and that's going to show you how thick it will be. It will still thicken up a little bit once you take it off the heat, but this is kind of the guideline that I use when I'm making gravies. At the very end, I'm going to add 1/4 cup of cream and stir it in really well, and know that it will continue to thicken as it cools. Just set it aside and get ready to make your eggs. Now, something my dad always did is he ordered eggs with our gravy biscuits, and so that's just something we do in our family. Start with 2 tablespoons of cream, and then I'm going to add 4 eggs into the cream. And I'm going to whisk this mixture together really well so that I cannot see any separation between the eggs and the cream. I'm going to add salt and pepper, and then I'll whisk them. To make cleanup easier, I usually use a non-stick pan over a medium heat for this next step. You're going to melt about a tablespoon of butter in the bottom of your pan, and you're going to pour a thin layer of your egg mixture into the pan and kind of roll it around so that it spreads out pretty evenly. I do this in 2 batches. Again, you're going to spread it out in your pan and then just kind of fold the eggs over. You want them to kind of be lightly cooked and soft. By the time you get here, your biscuits are done, and so we're going to plate. You're going to open up biscuits. Usually 1 is plenty for my boys, and 2 for Jason. And then I just add the eggs to the top, and then you're going to put the sausage gravy on the very top and enjoy your biscuits and gravy. You can see how this is thickened up as it's set, and so if you wanted it a little thinner, you could add a little bit more cream or a little bit more milk to this recipe.